Hello and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you all the latest news and updates from the country and the world in just 30 minutes. Let's begin. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi witnessed a synergized demonstration of indigenous defense capabilities in the form of tri-services live fire and maneuver exercise in Pokhran, Rajasthan today. Bharat Shakti will have on display an array of indigenous weapon systems and platforms as a demonstration of the prowess of the country premised on the nation's Atmanirbharta or self-reliance initiative. Prime Minister said the valor and skills that display today are the call of New India. Prime Minister said that today, once again, Pokhran became a witness of the Triveni of India's Atmanirbharta, self-confidence and its glory. Prime Minister said that the success of self-reliance in defence can be seen with India's tanks, cannons, fighter jets, helicopters and missile ecosystems that reflect India's strength. Prime Minister Narendra Modi dedicated to the nation and laid the foundation stone of various developmental projects at dedicated Freight Corridors Operation Control Centre in Ahmedabad today. The development projects of today encompass multiple sectors including railway infrastructure, connectivity and petrochemicals. Prime Minister also flagged off 10 new Vande Bharat trains. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that transformation of railway is the guarantee of Viksit Bharat. The manufacturing of these railway trains, tracks and stations is creating an ecosystem of Made in India. Prime Minister said that the manufacturing of railway trains, tracks and stations is creating an ecosystem of Made in India. Prime Minister added that government's emphasis is to make India Railways a medium for self-reliant India and vocal for local. India's Prime Minister visited Sabarmati Ashram and inaugurated Prasar Ashram and launched the master plan of Gandhi Ashram Memorial as well today. Prime Minister also visited the exhibition and planted a sapling. Prime Minister said that Sabarmati Ashram has kept alive Bapu's values of truth and non-violence. Prime Minister paid floral tributes to Mahatma Gandhi's statue and visited Hriday Kunj. Prime Minister stressed that Gandhi's Sabarmati Ashram is the heritage of humanity and not just the country. Prime Minister also said that when India is moving forward with the determination to develop, the Sabarmati Ashram of Mahatma Gandhi is a great inspiration for all of us. Indian President Draupadi Murmu attended the honorary degree conferment ceremony at the University of Mauritius in Mocha today. She was conferred the degree of Doctor of Civil Law. President of India also took a metro ride and paid tributes to Mahatma Gandhi at Mahatma Gandhi Institute in Mocha, Mauritius, that was established in 1970 as a joint initiative of the governments of India and Mauritius. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar held a bilateral meeting with Belarus's Minister of Foreign Affairs Sergei Alyenik in New Delhi on Tuesday. The two leaders discussed political, trade and economic ties. India's Minister of State Dr. Jitendra Singh launched the Common Fellowship Portal. The Common Fellowship Portal will streamline the entire process of accessing the information under various fellowship schemes. BJP MP Nayab Saini takes oath as the Chief Minister of Haryana after Manohar Lal Khattar resigns. Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Saini and his newly sworn-in cabinet. The Citizenship Amendment Rules 2024 under the CAA 2019 have been notified. A new portal has been launched. Persons eligible under CAA 2019 can apply for citizenship on this portal. Union Minister Anurag Singh Thakur launched the OTT release of Doordarshan Swaraj, the complete saga of India's freedom struggle series in Mumbai. Indian Meteorological Department issues prediction of light to moderate rainfall and snowfall over Western Himalayan region from 13th till the 14th of March. Indian benchmark indices ended on a mixed note with BSE Sensex rising 165 points or 0.22% at 73,668. The blue chip index NSE Nifty 50 gained 3 points, ended at 22,335. Indian rupee fell 2 paise to close at 82.77 against the US dollar. Gold futures maturing on the 5th of April stood at 65,909 rupees per 10 grams on Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited. Silver futures maturing on the 3rd of May stood at 74,488 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. India's retail inflation eases to 5.09% in February. The ease comes amid a broad-based moderation in prices. Bitcoin hit a record high above $72,000. The world's most valuable cryptocurrency has been boosted by a flood of cash into new spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds. US stock S&P 500 and Nasdaq futures inched up ahead of the US consumer prices data to lower borrowing costs in the coming months. Italy plans to set up an investment fund with an initial endowment of $1.09 billion to promote artificial intelligence. The fund could raise a further $2 billion from the private sector. European Commission's use of Microsoft breached European Union privacy rules, and the bloc's executive also failed to implement adequate safeguards for personal data transfer to non-EU countries. A ship transporting almost 200 tons of food to Gaza left a port in Egypt, Cyprus, early on Tuesday in a pilot project to open a new sea route for aid into Gaza. U.S. charity World Central Kitchen said it is building a jetty in Gaza to transfer aid from the open arms port that has left Cyprus once it arrives. UN Security Council held a meeting on the research findings on sexual violence that took place during the 7th of October attacks by Hamas on Israel. Israel's foreign minister demanded the United Nations Security Council put as much pressure as possible on Hamas to release Israeli hostages. Israel's military said it was still trying to confirm whether one of Hamas's top commanders was killed in an airstrike on an underground compound in the central Gaza Strip. A video released by Israel showed a huge strike by Israel armed forces on Hezbollah site in Lebanon's Bekaa Valley. U.S. President Joe Biden said he has not scheduled a meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and does not have any plans at this moment to address the Israeli parliament as well. India slammed China at UNSC over terror listing. Speaking at UNSC, Permanent Representative of India to the United Nations, Ruchira Kamboj, pointed out China's double speak on global terror listing. India's Ministry of External Affairs rejected the comments by China objecting to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Arunachal Pradesh on the 9th of March and said it does not stand to reason as Arunachal is an integral part of India. Asian Prime Minister Ariel Henry issued his resignation as the Caribbean nation's head of the government, leaving an unelected role that he has held since the 2021 assassination of the country's last president. Kenya said it was ready to deploy trained police personnel to Haiti following the signing of a reciprocal agreement between the two nations. U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller said that the U.S. is looking to expedite the deployment of UN-backed mission to Haiti as the gang violence worsens in Caribbean country. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the U.S. would contribute an additional $100 million to UN-backed multinational security force intended to help Haitian police fight gangs and $33 million in humanitarian aid. Russia said its forces occupied more favorable fronts in multiple directions in Ukraine and destroyed Ukrainian weapons and temporary deployment spots for foreign mercenaries. Ukrainian forces carried out attacks on multiple concentration areas and command posts for Russian personnel and military equipment and destroyed a set of Buk M1 air defense missile system. A video showed a fire burning at a fuel facility in Russia's western city of Nizhny Novgorod amid reports that drone and missile strikes have been launched from Ukraine into the country. Said in a post that an armed group from Ukraine tried to cross the Russian border. He said the attempt was deflected and the border was not being breached. Russia, China and Iran began joint Navy drills in the Gulf of Oman on Tuesday. The drill, code-named Maritime Security Belt 2024, is set to last from the 11th till the 15th of March. South Korea's foreign ministry confirmed that its citizens had been arrested in Russia and its consulate has been providing assistance for their return. NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg said he disagreed with Pope Francis's comments that Ukraine should have the courage of the white flag and negotiate an end to the conflict. The U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Richa Verma said that the United States must employ all the tools at its disposal to outcompete China. Former U.S. President Donald Trump asked the New York judge overseeing his criminal case on hush money charges to delay the trial until the U.S. Supreme Court finishes reviewing his claim of presidential immunity in a separate case. U.S. President Joe Biden said there was no need for additional American troops at the Polish border. Biden is set to meet Poland's President Andrzej Duda and Prime Minister Donald Tusk. U.S. intelligence agencies said the country faces an increasingly fragile world order strained by great power competition, transnational challenges and regional conflicts. Yemen's Houthis said they targeted a U.S. ship Pinocchio in the Red Sea. U.S. Senator Bob Menendez pleaded not guilty to a new indictment charging him with obstruction of justice as the embattled Democratic lawmakers' corruption trial draws near. Lufthansa's cabin crew union called on its members to strike at Lufthansa and short-haul carrier City Line on Tuesday and Wednesday to press their demands for higher pay, seeking a 15% wage increase. At least 50 people were hurt when a Boeing 787 operated by LATAM Airlines dropped abruptly mid-flight from Sydney to Auckland. The Federal Aviation Administration has found problems in the Boeing's production of the 737 MAX jet. The air safety regulator had initiated a 6-week audit after a door panel flew off a 737 MAX 9 during an Alaska Airlines flight in early January. The Federal Administration has issued a new warning of wiring issues on 737 MAX wing spoilers. The plane maker has failed 33 of 89 tests with a total of 97 instances of alleged non-compliance. The head of the IAEA said that he supports Japan's push to hold summit talks with North Korea, even if discussion about Pyongyang's nuclear buildup is initially off the table. Spanish Maritime Rescue Service said 2 people died and 4 were injured as they attempted to reach Spain's Canary Islands on a boat with 40 migrants aboard. Helicopters were combing an area near the Matterhorn Mountains in Switzerland to find a missing skier after 5 other members of the party were found dead. Britain's King Charles III has delivered a pre-recorded message to mark Commonwealth Day on Monday and urged the Commonwealth nations to work together to break down inequalities and find solutions to improve the world. Indonesian Muslims gathered at the Grand Mosque of Istiqlal in Jakarta to offer the evening mosque prayers on the first night of holy fasting month of Ramadan on Monday. Pakistani Muslims marked the beginning of the holy month of Ramadan with an evening prayer known as the Taraweeh on Monday. Protesters gathered in front of the TEPCO headquarters on Monday night to condemn the discharge of nuclear-contaminated water from Fukushima nuclear power plant. Germany's national rail operator Deutsche Bahn lost a lawsuit against train drivers' union that aimed to stop another round of planned strikes in cargo and passenger transport from going ahead. Internet personality Andrew Tate was arrested for 24 hours in Romania on a British warrant, and the Bucharest Court of Appeals was set to decide on whether to extradite him. Early Tuesday morning, the four-member SpaceX Crew 7 completed their nearly 6-month mission aboard the International Space Station with a splashdown off the coast of Florida. Swedish police removed climate activist Greta Thunberg from blocking a parliament for the second day. Greta and dozens of other environmental campaigners started blocking the main entrances to Sweden's parliament against the effects of climate change and what they said was political inaction. Scientists in Switzerland are using robots to bring in hallucination in people with Parkinson's disease in a bid to help design better therapies. The team also developed an online version of the experiment, offering a convenient tool to assess hallucination susceptibility. The research involved 170 Parkinson's patients, 69 of whom experienced presence hallucinations. A 44-foot-long cachalot whale dies on Florida coast. Local officials to bring heavy equipment to pull the whale ashore. Biologists will collect samples to attempt to determine the cause and illness and death and better to understand sperm whale health as well along with their life history. An Australian Shepherd called Viking was crowned Best in International Dog Show in Birmingham. Viking, who was 3 years old, took the title on the last day of the 4-day event where different breeds show off their abilities and skills. The famous annual dog show held in England's West Midlands, showcasing the best of canine companionship and skill. Around 20,000 dogs competes for the 7 places in the final of a dog show named Crufts. 5 therapy dog rooms in the corridors of Istanbul airport for the past month, searching for stressed passengers who are looking forward to calm their nerves before they board their next flight. Airport operators have been working on the project for over 6 months to raise the number of dogs to 10 after they received positive feedback. The first poster of JNU, Jahangir National University, is out. Actor Urvashi Rautela portrays a college politician in this film directed by Vinay Sharma. The film will release on the 5th of April. Bollywood superstar Salman Khan, who was last seen in the spy universe film Tiger 3, is set to join forces with A.R. Murugadoss, known for Gajini. The film is slated for a release on Eid 2025. Makers of Ruslan, starring Ayush Sharma, released the film's teaser. Directed by action maestro Rohit Shetty, the film will be out on the 26th of April. Actor Devalina Bhattacharya on Tuesday unveiled the motion poster for the upcoming period drama called Bengal 1947, an untold love story which is set against the backdrop of historical partition. Applause Entertainment and Neelam Studios, led by acclaimed filmmaker Paranjeet and Aditi Anand, to partner on multiple films. The film will star Dhruv Vikram and Anupama Parameswaran. The prequel of American crime drama series called Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, is set to premiere in Hindi from the 1st of April, following the massive success of Breaking Bad in Hindi. Singer-songwriter Ed Sheeran, who is known for chartbusters like Shape of You, Perfect, visited schools in Mumbai. The singer spent time with his young fans. The singer-songwriter is also set to perform in Mumbai on the 16th of March. Trailer of The First Omen was launched. The film arrives in cinemas on the 5th of April. The psychological horror film is a prequel to the classical horror film called The Omen. Celebrities including Kendall Jenner, Vera Wong and Miles Teller walks the red carpet of Vanity Fair's annual party in Beverly Hills. Following the Academy Awards show, several of the winners usually join partygoers at Vanity Fair's glamorous events to celebrate their achievements. Indian cricket player and Delhi Capitals captain Rishabh Pant is all set to make his return in Indian Premier League commencing the 22nd of March after fatal accident. Indian team has exited the DEF T20 Cricket World Cup in Sharjah after losing to Sri Lanka in Super Over. Australian cricket coach Andrew McDonald hinted that Steve Smith will continue as opener at least till the home series against India later this year. India's top men's doubles duo of Satvik Sairaj and Chirag Shetty gear up for All England Open Badminton Championships in Birmingham. World number 1 Novak Djokovic was stunned 6-4, 3-6, 6-3 by 20-year-old Italian Luca Nardi in the third round of Indian Wells. Britain's Emma Raducanu was beaten in straight sets by Belarusian world number 2 Arina Sabalenka in third round of Indian Wells. World Championship bronze medalist Nishan Dev failed to clinch a Paris Olympic quota after losing in the World Olympic boxing qualifier. In Champions League Super Encounter, Barcelona and Napoli are all set to face each other in the second leg of last 16 tie. Chelsea secured an easy 3-2 home victory over fellow mid-table side Newcastle United in the Premier League. An injured Gabriel Martinelli missing training ahead of Arsenal's Champions League last 16 match against Porto, but team management is hopeful of his availability. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere. Keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.